In this tutorial, I'm going to help you understand a little bit about how the Seesaw app works. So I'm on my desktop computer, and the first thing I would do is click Clever and access Seesaw through Clever. This is exactly how your students will access Seesaw. They will then click on your picture and access the Seesaw app through there. When you open the app, if you do not have an account, you would need to create an account. Since I already have an account, it took me straight to my home page. As you can see, I have some posts that need to be approved. So I could click review, and then I need to approve these posts. When a child finishes an assignment, they will click the green check mark and turn it in to you. So it is then your job to come in and approve it or send it back or delete it. You have 3 options. So let's say that my child turned in this right here. Okay, she did it right. Everything on here is right. So I could comment and say great job. I could like the post. I can also record a comment by recording right here, and keep in mind this is a private note so no one can see it, and then I can approve it and she will see my comment and that I liked her post. Now, as you can see here, she did not do her activity right, so I can leave her a comment and say, please redo this assignment. Okay? Now I can send it back to her for her to fix it. So every time a child turns in an assignment, it will be your job to approve it or send it back or delete it and make them start all over. Okay? If you wanted to assign an assignment, you can click Activities, and these are the assignments that I have already assigned. As you can see, several of these assignments have posts that are waiting for approval. That means some of my students have turned it in. Okay? If I wanted to assign a new assignment, I could click the plus mark up here, the add, and click assign activity. It also gives you the option to send an announcement or post student work. So if you wanted to assign an activity, it will take you to the activity library. And as you can see, this would be my library. So any of these things that appear in my library are things that I have already assigned or things that I liked so that I can come back to it. Then you can also see there's a school and district library, and you can choose from things that are provided in this library that your school uses. I really like to use the community library. In this community library, you will find a plethora of activities to choose from. So let's say that I wanted to find a Halloween activity. They even have some categories like Let's Get Spooky, and you can choose from any of these activities. If you wanted to let your children design a jack-o'-lantern for fun, for an activity, you can heart it and then come back to it. It will be saved in your library. So let's say that I wanted to find a specific activity on Spookly the Square Pumpkin. That's a book we are reading this week, and I want to find an activity on that book. So I can type in Spookly the Square Pumpkin, and as you can see, several things are already created on this story. So let's say that I want to make a pumpkin patch with Spookly. So I can have my students drag and drop to make different pumpkins in their pumpkin patch. And I can assign this to my class by clicking Assign. And the good thing about Seesaw is you can schedule an assignment, so you can assign it on a specific date and time, and your students will not see it on their end until it is that date and time that you selected. Or you can assign it to your whole class immediately by clicking Assign to one class. You can edit the students that it assigns it to and select a specific group of students that you want to assign it to. You can assign it to a folder. So let's say that you want to create a folder for your blue jackets, your reading group for blue jackets. You can select this and select a color, and there will be their folder. So anything that those children need to work on would be in their folder. So let's say I want to assign it to my Blue Jackets. I would click the green check mark, and as you can see, there's 3 students that are in that group, and that's one folder it's getting assigned to. So I would click assign to one class. When the activity is assigned, this will pop up. So now I can go back to my class and click on activities, and you will see that this activity is the most recent one I assigned. So the good thing about Seesaw is that you can model what you expect your students to do. So if I wanted to model this assignment, I could click add response and model it. If I would have assigned it to my whole class like I did this counting on activity, I can model with a sample student. And this is very neat because it lets the children see exactly what they're going to see. So if I had assigned this activity, I could simply model and show them exactly what to do. So it will be 6 plus 4 equals 10. So that would be exactly what I expect my students to do, and then they would click the green check mark. So you can show them exactly what you expect by modeling with the sample student. If your student sends you a message, that message will pop up in inbox, and you can also send student announcements. And the other good thing about Seesaw is that it lets you see your children's progress. So I can scroll back to the date that I assigned stuff. And as you can see this week right here, I assigned several activities. I can tell exactly which student completed those activities. The ones that have completed it and it has been approved will have a solid green circle with a check mark in it. The ones that have completed it and have not been approved will have a green outlined circle with a green check mark in it. So that means those assignments just haven't been approved. The ones that have a blank circle like this have not completed the activity. And you can even print this if you want to. So that's the good thing. That will show your kids' progress. So Seesaw is a very helpful app. You can customize your class. Your children can I can come up here to settings and choose a class icon. Your children can customize their icon. So overall, Seesaw is a very good app. It's very helpful to teachers. Several early childhood teachers in my school use this app. So this is just a little tutorial to help you better understand how this app works.